Hey everybody. So it looks like a lot of you did well on your lesson yesterday. We're going to do a little extension today. You should be good with the first part of these directions when we write these linear equations. It says write an equation in point slope form. All right, and you can see that number one is actually one of our more simple or easier ones where you just have to basically plug into this form that we now know. All right. The second part is you actually have to write the equation in slope-intercept form as well. And that's the new thing. That's the extension for today. All right. Typically, if I had to order which one of these forms is like the most common in math, then slope-intercept form would win in a landslide. All right, slope-intercept form is something you'll see next year and the following year. You're just going to see that a ton. It's going to be a very important thing to master. But point slope form has its moments where it's a really important form. All right, so the key for today is that you can use point slope form to help you, but it's really just a stepping stone to get you to slope-intercept form. And that's our goal. So let's write these forms down. So point slope form is y minus y1 equals slope times x minus x1. All right. And then slope intercept form is y equals mx plus b. And what we're going to do is we're going to take point slope and we're going to transform it into slope intercept. Okay. So let's get rolling. Make sure you have those copied down. Copy all my work. And these are like notes and practice all at once. All right, let's go. Okay, we have a line that passes through 4, 7 and has a slope of 2. Now I'm going to quickly try to get you to actually visualize this line a little bit. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll go a couple more just so I have room to graph. But 4, 7 would be somewhere around there. Dot, 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 dot. Okay? And now that's the dot that it goes through. And how does it go through that? Well, that's what our slope tells us. And the slope's 2 over 1. So that means up 2 over 1. I guess I should have another dash there. Okay, there's one dot. I could also go down 2 and left 1, be about there. Okay, and I could keep doing that and get my line. Okay, so we're talking about this line and all of these coordinate pairs, x comma y, all right, would fit the same rule that this pair does. And what we're doing is we're finding that rule, we're finding that equation, all right? So this is just in general what we're doing. There's a relationship where the x and y coordinates are related in a special way, a very precise way, and we're going to write that way down in the form of an equation. So let's go. First, we're going to do point slope form. So we're going to write down point slope form, and then we're going to have to label. We're going to label each piece of information they give us. So that point's going to be labeled x1, y1. And the slope, we always plug in for m. All right, now we're just substituting. All right, so we're going to, first thing is substitute. All right, so y minus y1 is 7. The slope is 2. And x minus x1 is going to be 4. All right, hey, step 1 is done. We have the first part, this part right here, check, we did that. All right, we wrote an equation in point slope form. Now we have to manipulate this, transform it into slope intercept form. Okay, if we look up at the forms up here, what's the difference between the two? All right, well, there's no parentheses, and y is right here, y is by itself. So we got to get rid of these parentheses here, and we got to get y by itself. All right, that's our goal. Get rid of parentheses and get y by itself. All right, so next step is how can we get rid of those parentheses? We can distribute. So next step is to distribute, to get rid of the parentheses. So we're going to take this 2, multiply it in, and we bring down this y minus 7 equals 2x minus 8. All right, we're getting close. That kind of looks like slope-intercept form. There's just one problem. That y is not all by itself. Now, reminder here, all right, we have 2 terms over here. We have a y and we have a minus 7. Whenever we want to get rid of a term, we can always add or subtract that term to cancel it out, okay? We want to get rid of that minus 7. So what are we going to do? We're going to add 7, right? We're going to add 7. Now, where am I going to put it on the other side? Because whenever I do an operation to one side, I have to do it to the other side. So let's do add 7 to, I put it under the minus 8 because they're like terms. I wouldn't want to put it under the 2x because they're not like terms. I can't combine those. So I put under the minus 8. All right, I get y equals 2x, and then negative 8 plus 7 is going to be minus 1. And that, my friends, is slope-intercept form. So we have this equation in slope-intercept form. We have this equation in point-slope form. So we are successful. We did it. All right, so what are the steps? Substitute, distribute, and then we'll say that third step is isolate the y. All right, now we could say isolate the y using inverse operations, isolate the y by canceling out the term next to the y. A lot of different ways we can say it, but the key is isolate the y. All right, let's go. Next problem. All right, we are going to do the same thing. We have to put it into point slope first, then turn it to slope intercept form. So I wrote down the equation. I'm trying to skip over times where I write a lot so I can shorten the video a little bit. But this is important. I wanted to say this one more time. Make sure you label the point that they gave us, x1, y1, and the slope, label it m. That makes it a lot easier to just do the substitution so you're not making mistakes. All right. x1 is a negative 2. All right, we have a couple double negatives in there, so I'm just going to go ahead and rewrite this. Makes it a lot easier in the long run. There we go. Okay, so now, step 1, done. I got point slope form, nice and simplified. At least the operations are simplified there. But now I got to change this into slope intercept form. And how do I do that? Step 1, distribute. Boom, boom. Y plus 1 equals 4x plus 8. Second step, isolate the y. So I got to get rid of this plus 1. I'm going to subtract 1. Subtract 1. Y equals 4x plus 7. Boom and boom. I got both of my equations. Now, they're for the same line. They're for the same line. They just look differently. And we put equations in different forms for different reasons because they're useful for different things in math. All right. I think we're ready for you guys to try one and then check. Good luck. Here we go. Let's give it a shot. Y minus y1 is negative 4. Slope is 1/2. Uh-oh, fraction time. X minus 8. All right. We got to rewrite that. Okay, there we have nice and neat point slope form. Now to get it into slope intercept form, we got to get rid of the parentheses by distributing. That's 1/2 x minus, what's half of 8? Half of 8 is 4. And we have y plus 4 still on that side. And then we're going to subtract the 4, and we get y equals 1/2 x minus 8. Hopefully you got minus 4. They're both going in the same direction, so that'd be minus 8, right? And a simpler way to say minus 4 would be, a total of minus 8. Okay, that is our second part of the problem. we have answer number 1, point slope form, answer number 2, slope intercept form. Boom. All right. Hopefully you're cruising. Let's go. Next one. Okay, I filled in. You should have gotten this far. Remember, anytime you see minus and negative, we're going to just change that to plus or positive. There. Step 1's done. We got nice and neat point slope form. Now we got to get rid of those parentheses as we change this into slope intercept form. Negative 1x plus 1, y plus 3. All right, that could give you some trouble distributing that negative 1 to a minus 1. Now we got to isolate that y, minus 3, y equals negative 1x minus 2. Got it. Got it. We have both of our forms. Check, check. All right, they're the same equation, essentially. All right, good luck with this one. Give it a go. So I wrote the general form, I substituted, and I changed any of my double signs, minus negatives, into plus. All right, now we have to distribute, and there's a fraction here, so it could be a little tricky, but luckily they gave us nice compatible numbers. So we have y plus 5 equals, that's going to be negative 3/4 x, and when I do negative 3/4 times 4, I have to put that over 1, it cross simplifies, and we end up getting negative 3 over 1, which would just be negative 3. All right, so I can put minus 3 because it'd be plus negative, and I just know what that's going to be. All right, this is a y, by the way. All right, now since we distributed and got rid of the parentheses, now we can isolate the y. I know some people might have made a mistake here. I hope you didn't put negative 2 or positive 8 or something like that. This is going to be negative 8 or minus 8. What's a simpler way to take $3 away from somebody than take 5 more away from them? Just take 8 in the first place and you'd be easier. All right, it would be easier. There we have it. There's one answer. There's our other answer. Check, check. Hopefully you're finding mistakes if you made any and learning from them. All right, we have 3 more problems. Get after this one. Go. Boom. There you go. I wrote the form. I labeled my points. I substituted and I simplified all double signs. Now we're going to distribute and then isolate the y to get it into slope intercept form. We already have point slope. Here we go. Times 3x minus 9, y plus 8, and we got to isolate that y equals 3x, minus 9 combined with a minus 8 is going to be minus 17. There we go. Check. Check. And next problem. Okay, go for it and good luck. There is our point slope form. I wrote the form, I labeled my pieces that they gave me, and then I changed all double signs into single signs like that. All right, so now we just have to distribute and isolate. Y plus 7 equals 3x minus 6. And then we're going to subtract the 7. Y equals 3x minus 13. Hope you did all right. Let's go. Hey, remember, just pause or rewind if I go too quickly, okay, and ask questions if you need some extra assistance, all right? Let's go. Try it. Okay, this was a bit tricky because of all the negatives, but if you take it step by step, then you'll be just fine, all right? I have my point slope form all situated. Now I have to manipulate that to turn it into slope intercept form. We do that by distributing to get rid of parentheses. So I get negative 4x minus 4 and bring down the y plus 6. Now I isolate that y by subtracting the 6, subtract the 6, and I get y equals negative 4x minus 10. There we have our one part of the answer. There we have our other part of the answer, and we are good to go. Rate yourself. How are you feeling about this? Feeling good? Hopefully, hope to hear a lot of positives about how you're doing on this. Good work.